About set now. Our starting pitcher in this one, Paul Skeens. What do you got on him, Chris?
Power pitcher. He's going to speed you up with the fastball velocity, and out of his hand will explode the breaking ball. Very difficult for hitters to keep that front side closed and hit the ball the other way, because they know if they're not ready to pull the trigger, the fastball will beat them.
Michael Harris the second, leading things off and takes a strike.
First pitch, 1 o'clock.
Swing and a ground ball towards first, but foul. That one just misses, and that's ball one.
See if you can go upstairs a little bit. Make sure you miss up and out of the zone since you're heading to count 1-2. Don't miss in the zone, because that's where you can get hurt.
Next offering is in the dirt. And downstairs.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Foul ball, and it remains a full count. The wind and the pitch. Fouled off again, and it remains 3-2.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Got him. He didn't make it easy for him on the mound, but they still get the strikeout.
It's a strikeout, but they'll be in good shape if they make their outs as difficult as that one. Those grinding ABs take a toll on a pitcher as the game goes on.
Now batting Jurickson Profar. That one finds the zone. That's strike one. Profar, who hails from Curacao, same place that produced Andrew Jones. 1 out, bases empty.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole, he's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
1 down, bases empty. Pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1-2.
0-2 count. You got the opportunity to expand the zone. Could get the chase there. Let's see what he comes back with next.
Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Foul ball left side. He'll see another.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
In the air, foul off first. Cook makes the play. Out number 2. Here's Brian Snitker's lineup for the Braves. They're dealing with a top-level arm on the mound, so this figures to be a tough matchup for him. What's the key to the offense today, Singy?
Oh, Boog, I think when you got a guy that's this talented on the mound, you got to find ways to disrupt his rhythm, make him uncomfortable a little bit. The guys that can handle the bat and perhaps, bunt for a base hit, get him moving off the mound. If you're in the box and he seems to be just in a flow, step out, mess up his timing, somehow try to get in his head a little bit. And then when he does come in the zone, you may only get 1 pitch. You better not miss it.
2 down, nobody on.
That's a ball. 2 balls, no strikes.
Clips the outside corner. 2-1 now. And Singy, as a team, you need to make the most of the very few opportunities he's going to give you, right?
Absolutely. And if you don't get to guys like this a lot of times early, once they really settle in, it's going to be the later innings that they hand that ball over to a reliever, if they do at all.
Still 2-2 after the foul ball. 2 outs, base is empty. Next offering down in the dirt. And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. He battled for a long time, but it finishes with a strikeout. You can't be mad at yourself after an at-bat like that one. Back here in Pittsburgh, and starting this one, Chris Sale.
Big time arm power. One thing he struggles with, though, is repeating his delivery. And sometimes you have bigger pitchers trying to sync things up. Not as easy as a more compact pitcher. But if he can get command going, establish it early, and carry it through the ball game, he's going to pitch deep into this one.
And here's the veteran outfielder, Tommy Pham. Close, but called a ball. Ball one. Sale, a former Gold Glove winner. He features a slider, a four-seamer, a changeup, and he works in a sinker. Just missed. A changeup missing, and now 3-1. Swing and a pop-up. Riley hauls it in for the out. Here's the Pirates lineup now. Singy, this righty-heavy lineup must be licking their chops with a lefty on the mound.
Well, to me, Boog, it shows the manager's trying to set these players up to have a big game. Facing an opposite-handed pitcher, you only get a fraction of a second longer to see the ball and decide to swing, but that can be the difference between a line drive and a swinging strike.
Brian Reynolds stands in now, looks at that one inside. And a foul ball. The other way, and it goes just foul. Here's a 1-2. That's foul off to the right side, keeps the AB going. Next pitch is downstairs.
2-2.
Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. Here's O'Neal Cruz. Foul ball there. Lifted in the air, left field, pretty well struck. Profar settles under it, makes the grab, and that'll do it. We played an inning, no score. Back here at PNC Park, second inning set to go. And now it's Atlanta's cleanup hitter, Matt Olson.
This is a guy that really has the ability to be more than just a slugger and a home run hitter, but to hit for average, to get on base, and to drive the ball out of the ballpark.
Lifted in the air, right field. Pham. And it's caught for the out.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Marcell
Here comes
Ozuna.
Ozuna up to the plate. Obviously a guy who makes good contact, hits for average, but one of the things in today's game, the value in the fact that he hits both righties and lefties. And the first pitch misses for ball one. They're so reliant on the matchups nowadays, Chris, and it's huge when you don't have to sit a guy or platoon him.
When you can hit, both sides in terms of pitchers' arms, you're a guy that it's hard to take out of the lineup. And I think it's very important today when everything is under the microscope.
Swing and a ground ball and foul ball. Second inning here, no score.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
And misses inside.
Well, triple digits on the gun. I know there are more pitchers that can reach that now than in the past, but it's still impressive to watch.
Here's the pitch to Ozuna. Misses downstairs, and that's ball four. And that's their first base runner of the game.
Boog, if I were him, I'd be nibbling around the plate as well. I mean, this guy is just capable of hitting pitches outside of the zone and driving them a long way.
And here comes Ozzie Albies to the dish. Just missed.
Albies is playing on the road, so that means he's been FaceTiming with his pet fish. This guy owns a few home aquariums, and it's no secret he likes talking to his fish when he's away. In fact, Albies had cameras installed so he can check on the fish anytime he wants.
2-0.
No, he's really working him away this at bat. Sometimes take a little bit off velocity, try to get a rollover, something on the ground, stay away from that big hole on the right side of the infield.
1-0-1 on the gun, swing and a miss.
One strike.
Right through there for a strike. Man at first, one away. Battling here as he fouls it away. In the air, center field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. 2 away now.
Batting seventh, catcher Sean Murphy.
Here's Sean Murphy. Murphy goes 6 feet 3 inches, hitting 7th in today's lineup, and he was a 3rd-round pick back in 2016. That is upstairs for ball one. Swinging a foul straight back. Two outs. Swing and a miss. That one at 101.
They just threw that fastball by him, elevated, and if you're not looking up in that location.
That's strike 3 and the 3rd out. So we take a break. Braves straight 1. We'll go to the bottom of the 2nd. No score. And we're back. Bottom of the 2nd. Here's Andrew McCutchen to hit.
Designated hitter, Andrew McCutchen.
Let's go, Andrew.
Sale back to work. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes.
Just missed with a good breaking ball in. Looking for that hitter to chase and perhaps get some weak contact or a swing and miss. Good job on both sides.
Just off the outside edge. Clyde Washington with home plate duties in this one.
A little bit of a low zone boog from Clyde. Nothing crazy, though. Pitchers that work consistently down around the knees and are able to command their off-speed stuff tend to have some pretty good success with him back there behind the plate.
That one finds the zone, and it's 2-1. And that one hit to first. And he takes it himself for the out.
Batting fifth, catcher, Joey Bart.
This is Joey Bart. Fastball for a strike at 95.
Man, that pitch was dotted. So much talent on display when this guy's out there on the hill.
Swing and a high fly ball hit the air left center field. This one's got a chance. To the warning track, makes the catch.
That's just a really nice catch on the run right there. He saved extra bases for sure. If the pitcher's his friend, he'll give him a second to catch his breath before he's ready to deal the next pitch.
Billy Cook digs in now. And that one's a little bit low. And it's 1-0. And a swing and a miss there.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Fouled off left side. Two down, nobody on. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Offense held in check there. We played 2 full. No score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Well, here we go. Top of the third, scoreless game. Here's Jared Kelnick. First pitch misses. Strike 1.
1-1.
That misses. 2-1.
2 balls, 1 strike.
That one missed. It's a leadoff walk, and that's the go-ahead run.
Well, he tried to nibble right there and just missed his spot. Hitter didn't offer at it. Now he has somebody to worry about over at first.
Here's Orlando Arcia. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. Top of the third, no score. Ball 1 there.
Looks like he's still trying to find a consistent release point on that curveball. That one just sort of popped out of his hand. No real command and finish to it. It's going to be real important for him to finish that pitch, throw it down in the zone where he wants to, if it's going to be effective for him throughout this game.
Over to Connor Falefa. On to first, double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Back to the leadoff spot in the Braves lineup. And next for Atlanta, Michael Harris II. Outside. Ball 1. And another ball.
Well, he looks more focused at the plate and working the count after that first at-bat strikeout.
That's towards center. Cruz squeezes it, and that is that. Home half of the third coming up. No score. Back here in Pittsburgh, bottom of the inning. Here's the second baseman, Nick Gonzalez.
Nick Gonzalez.
First offering, and it just misses. There's a strike. At 96, that pitch is in for a strike.
1-2.
Straighten him up a little bit.
And Sale deals.
Nasty backdoor slider. There's really nothing you can do with that if you swing at it. So that's a good take by him.
Upstairs, and that is ball 4. And that's how they get their first base runner of the game.
Almost a coin flip for the umpire in that call, but most umpires just don't want to give pitchers a break up in the zone like that.
Now batting Brian Hayes. He has consistently been one of the best in the sport against lefties, and yet the righties give him trouble. You know, you don't want to be labeled as that guy, but the numbers say what they say. That misses, and that's ball 1.
No, he's a good player, but if he wants to be great, he's going to have to figure it out against right-handed pitchers. There's so many right-handers in the game that you're going to see them one after another. So you would imagine with that many looks, Boog, that the adjustment's got to be coming soon.
Runner on the move. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Calls it in, and there's one away.
Boy, that was a hanging breaking ball right there. I think he tried to do a little bit too much. Sometimes those eyes can get really big. I think his swing broke down as well, and that's what caused him to pop it up.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa batting with one down, takes a strike. That misses. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Well, that's a good pitch there. Really had some run and finished a little up and in just on the edge. And that's one of those, if you swing at it, you had a broken bat as you jog back to the dugout.
Got him looking, and he did not like the call.
Well, definitely a borderline pitch right there, and he didn't look too convinced as he headed back to the dugout. You know, those are tough ones to let go as a hitter, but with the human umpire calling balls and strikes, it's always going to be on you to protect yourself with 2 strikes.
Here's Tommy Pham. He popped out his first time. A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. Two gone, but the go-ahead run is at first here in the last half of the 3rd. And that's too high. Yeah, that's fouled off. Two outs. Stays alive.
Well, he got challenged with a good fastball right there. Just couldn't catch up.
Out to short. Slings to first. That ends the inning. So no runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 man left. 3 innings complete. We're tied 0-0. Back here at PNC Park, John Sciambi with Chris Singleton, and set to lead off the 4th, Jurickson Profar. Right through there for a strike. Fastball is
That's away.
outside. This one high in the air to left center. Reynolds trying to get there. And there's one away. Here's Austin Riley. He was a strikeout victim his first time. That one in triple digits. Just off the inside edge. The Braves yet to pick up a hit here. One down, base is empty. Spoils the two-strike pitch, and he'll see another. That just misses. And now 2 balls and 2 strikes. See ya! Strikes him out for the second time today. Chris, as we look back at the pitch sequence, he hadn't seen that curveball at all. How tough is it to adjust to something like that with a bunch of break when you haven't had a look at it yet?
Yeah, I mean, you're dialed up for something firm. You never want to take a called third strike as a fastball, so you're going to be a little anxious before you recognize the pitch. And right there, clearly didn't see what was coming.
And now Matt Olson up to hit. That misses the zone. 1-0.
No strike.
Two down, nobody on. Top half of inning number 4.
Up.
Pretty rare location right there,
strike.
right down the middle. This guy paints the edges. I'm not sure if you're going to see that pitch again as a hitter.
Hit in the air, center field. Cruz on his way over. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. On to the bottom of the 4th now. Still with no score. Bottom of the 4th, Brian
Leading
Reynolds
off for the
here.
Pirates, left fielder Brian Reynolds.
And that's in there at the knees.
Generally, second, third time through the lineup, you want to be able to lean on those secondary pitches and command them. Looks like he's doing a nice job of it.
Sale ready.
Ball. Slow.
In for a strike. Now 1-2.
Man, this guy's got a great feel for his breaking ball today.
Got him looking. He's notched 4 strikeouts now.
Tunneled that pitch. Thought it was going to be a slider breaking in
Now
off the
batting,
plate, but it
center
hugged the
fielder,
corner.
O'Neal
And at that point, when he
Cruz.
recognized it, it was just too late.
Here's the center fielder, O'Neal Cruz. Fly to left his first time. Right through there for a strike.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Swing and a ground ball, base hit right field. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single.
Just one of those seeing high base hits through the
batting.
infield. He just kind of rolled
Designated
over on it a little
hitter,
bit, but
Andrew
sometimes those can find a hole and get you a knock.
McCutchen.
And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
One down. And now it's Andrew McCutchen. 0 for 1. He grounded out to first his last time. turned on, but that's foul down the third baseline. Runner takes off. Pitch misses inside. Throw there. Safe.
You know what? I like the aggressiveness right there. It looks like it's going to be tough to score in this one. Really good pitching so far. So why not try to put some pressure on them and see if you can steal the bag, get in the scoring position.
Man at second. Swing and a miss. And the count 1-2.
All sliders so far in this at bat to get ahead in the count, and clearly shows there was a game plan in mind for how to attack him in the box.
That one not close. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sale checks the runner, and he's back in easily.
You know, Boog, if you're that base runner at second base, you want to be quiet out there. Not bouncing around, not distracting your teammate, the hitter. Make sure that he can clearly focus on that pitcher and that release point.
Joey Bart in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Cruz leads off second with 1 gone in the inning. And ball 4, 2 aboard.
Well, they didn't give him anything to hit, and now with runners on first and second, they've set up a double play opportunity. So not a terrible result.
Here's Joey Bart now. 0 for 1 with a fly out to center. That misses, and that is ball 1.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Just missed.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
The 2-0 is in for a strike.
Getting a little frustrated with the strike zone.
Next pitch is outside. Billy Cook in the on-deck circle, hoping to get a chance to make a big impact here. Sale delivers. In the air, fairly deep to right field. Kelnick under it. And there's 2 down.
Up next for the Pirates, first baseman, Billy Cook.
Next is the speedy first baseman, Billy Cook. 0 for 1. He struck out swinging last time. Outside low, and that's ball 1. 2 aboard, 2 outs. And that drops in for a strike.
1 ball, 1 strike.
And look out as that one ran in and got him.
Now batting.
So up next,
second
Nick
baseman,
Gonzalez.
Nick
Yeah, don't need much damage here, just a base hit. Likely will score 2. That misses the zone. Ball 1. And fouled off. All loaded up. We're here in the bottom of the 4th. Swing and a miss as he was late.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
Foul ball still, a 1-2 count. So they're all loaded up with 2 outs. And And a swing and a miss. Huge strikeout there.
Well, this guy competes hard. We see the emotion there. I love it. Great job of getting out of the jam.
New inning getting started. Marcell Ozuna coming up to hit.
Marcell Ozuna.
Skeens back to work. Ozuna, an all-star a season ago, a member of the 1,000 hit club, and though usually in left field, today he's the designated hitter. And another ball.
Some guys don't like not being able to play defense because it helps them to stay in the rhythm. So for him to be the DH, we'll see if he gets a routine together.
Next offering is in for a strike. That one fouled off. Two now. And that one is inside. Hard grounder into the outfield for a knock. So a man on base to start the inning.
Now batting, second baseman, Ozzie Albies.
Here is Ozzie Albies up to hit. Fly to center his first time. He's 0 for 1. And that is out of play. Nobody out. Runner at first. Swings and misses. Went with the sweeper.
Good pitch right there. Tied him up on the hands. If I'm out there on the bump, I'm going right back in there.
Good eye in that spot.
Man, oh man, I don't know how you take that pitch. That's as close as it gets.
Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again.
Flew open a little bit with that front shoulder, but was able to slow his back down just enough to make contact with that pitch. Keep the at-bat alive.
Next offering upstairs.
Well, this is a guy that can be frustrating for pitchers because he fouls off so many pitches and grinds out the at-bat. I'm sure there's some times where a pitcher would rather just give up a first pitch single than have to waste 6 or 7 pitches on one hitter.
Good job to fight that one off.
Well, you can't really adjust your game plan for that last pitch. Guy hasn't thrown it very much. You got to focus on the stuff that he's throwing up there most of the time.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And an excellent job keeping it right there.
Now batting, catcher, Sean Murphy.
So here's Murphy now. Struck out swinging his first time. Pitch misses, and that's ball 1.
1 ball, no strike. Let's go, Pirates. All right, Pittsburgh, let's go, Pittsburgh.
Outside.
Well, usually a high level of
2 balls,
confidence
no
when
strike.
you're facing a young pitcher out there on the mound. In this situation, ahead 2-0, he's put himself in a really good spot.
High in the air, out to right. Pham sizing this one up. Hauls it in, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, right fielder, Jarrett Kelenic.
So now to the plate for Atlanta. Jarrett Kelenic walked his first time. And immediately pumps in a strike to the left-handed hitter.
He's pitching well, but not throwing a ton of first pitch strikes. Usually doesn't work out for success, but you can never predict baseball.
Just missed. There's a swing and a miss.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Fights it off. You'll see another. That's out to center field. Cruz under it and makes the grab. And that is that. So another inning in the books, and the no-hitter is no longer part of the story. And we still have no score. And we're back. We head to the bottom of the fifth. At the plate for Pittsburgh, Ke'Bryan Hayes. When you talk about elite defensive third baseman, this guy is at the top of the list. Line drive, caught.
He put a really good swing on that pitch and hit the ball hard. You know, line drives don't always find a hole, but the more you can hit the ball like that with good exit velo, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Here is Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, struck out looking at his first at bat. And there's a strike.
Stud. When you look at players like this, you play that hot corner, got to be pretty courageous over there with the way balls come off the bat. That's the kind of guy that every year.
All tied up, last half of inning number 5. Fouled off, and they'll do it again. Foul ball, still 0-2. The shortstop takes the ball. So what are the skills you look for that make a really good defensive third baseman that elite?
Well, Boog, one of the things I think about immediately are just the feet. Does he have good feet? Is he able to quickly react? And when you have good feet, you've got soft hands. And soft hand defenders are able to make tough plays look easy.
Good battle here. About to be the 8th pitch of the at-bat. 3-2 now. That one the other way. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Pham in the box for the 3rd time today as he takes that one off the plate. Clips the corner, and the count 1-1. That's down and in.
Definitely a swing and miss slider down and in. He finished that really well. Just couldn't get him to offer at it.
Swing and a miss. It's 2-2.
Wow, no fair right there. I mean, that slider didn't move till the very last moment. Incredibly difficult to pick that up. Just gonna have to tip your cap on that pitch.
Goes down looking. Still nothing on the scoreboard for him after 5. No score. Carmen Mlodzinski gets the ball now.
Now pitching for the Pirates, number 50, Carmen Mlodzinski.
So digging in, Orlando Arcia. He hit into a double play his first time up.
Orlando Arcia.
And the pitch is in for a strike. And it's 0-1. Double-barreled action in the bullpen. Dennis Santana loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shelton. Holderman warming up as well. Outside low. 1-1.
One strike.
Swing and a miss as he was out front.
Clearly was sitting on a fastball right there and just ended up out in front of the slider. Hey, you can't fault him for his commitment. Now he's just going to have to battle with 2 strikes.
Next pitch is outside. And a foul ball. He stays alive. That one hit to right. Fan. Drops into the glove. 1 up, 1 down.
Now batting, the center fielder, Michael Harris II.
So the batting order turns over. And now the center fielder, Michael Harris II. 0 for 2 in this one.
Let's go, Pirates. Come on, Pirates.
And there's a rocket into the outfield. Around first and hustling for second. Around second now as they still don't have it.
Well, no waiting around right there. He was ready to swing it on the first pitch. Nice job of driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly. Now let's see if they can put up the first run of the game.
Here's Profar now. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
No ball. 1 strike.
Well, we call that key holding. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Way inside, gets out of the way. With the go-ahead run at third, and we're in the top half of the 6th. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 2 out.
Certainly a strikeout situation right there. The infield playing back, and this pitcher has to step up and get the swing and miss. Really nice job of attacking the hitter at the plate. Pretty big 2-out at bat coming up now.
So the go-ahead run in scoring position. Austin Riley next up for the Braves. And ball 1. Harris on third with 2 out.
Up. 1-1.
On the ground, out to short. Out number 3. 1 hit, 1 left. 2, 3, 4 due up in the home half of the 6th. And we still have no score. And welcome back to the ballpark. Bottom of the 6th inning. Digging in is the switch hitting outfielder, Brian Reynolds. And that one fouled off.
You know, these Pirates doing a great job, Boog, of just waiting for the right pitch to come their way, and I'm seeing very patient at-bats out of them. They haven't produced a run yet, but the pitch count for the starter is starting to climb, so they're hoping that starts to pay off soon.
So now 1-2.
And I think they're in a good spot thanks to their pitching, but no one would be shocked if this offense strings something together to take the lead.
Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout. So up next,
Now
O'Neal
batting,
Cruz,
center
1
fielder,
for 2.
O'Neal Cruz.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider, but they've not been able to commit to one velocity and stay there.
Base is empty, 1 away here in the bottom of the 6th. Next pitch in for a strike, and a count 1-2. One down, base is empty. That one off the mark. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count. Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
He came out of his mechanics there. Typically likes to shoot the ball the other way, but that time, a little anxious.
McCutchen.
Here's McCutchen. He's 0 for 1. And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike. And there's a strike. The Braves bullpen has some activity. Pierce Johnson getting ready to come in for manager Brian Snitker. Bummer getting cranked up as well. Got him swinging for the strikeout. And he strikes out the side for the 3rd time today. Down in order go the Pirates. Still no score.
Now pitching
Dennis
for the
Santana
Pirates.
takes over on the mound.
Number 60, Dennis Santana.
Here's Matt Olson
Leading
down.
off for Atlanta.
He's a
First
big, strong
baseman,
guy, can
Matt
untie
Olson.
this game with one swing.
Woo, Pittsburgh!
Pitch misses inside, and it's 1-0.
Boog, he never moved because he never had time to. But that kind of velocity, you'd prefer that pitcher work away.
He was late there, strike 1.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
And now 2 balls and a strike. Next offering is fouled back.
A little tardy on that fastball. Is going to have to get it going a little quicker. Get that front foot down.
2-2 now. Gets a piece and stays alive. Fouls it back with 2 strikes.
He hasn't gotten the result yet, but he's got to feel pretty confident. 3 foul balls in a row. He's right on this pitcher.
Come on, punch him out.
And it remains 2-2.
Also really good at bat. What I like about this guy, his bat stays in the zone for a long time. Gives him the ability to foul off tough pitches.
Here's the pitch to Olson. And that just misses. Fouled off the plate. They'll do it again. Three-two. Olson swings and drives it deep to right. Back there. Onto the track, and he makes the catch.
Now batting.
Here's Marcelo Zuna.
Marcel
A walk,
Ozuna.
and he's also singled. And a foul ball. Bounced out to short. Connor Falefa whips it to first. Ozuna is out.
Up next for Atlanta, second baseman Ozzy Albies.
Ozzy Albies up to the plate.
Come on, Pirates. Let's do it, Pirates.
That one
And
missed.
Come on, Pirates.
Albies tries to check his swing. Now a look to third, and that's going to be ruled a swing. Fouls it off. Still 1-2. And they'll do it again. 2 down, nobody on. Here in the top half of inning number 7. Outside with a breaking ball. And now it's 3-2.
Wow, this guy's really battling up there as if his run is the game-winning run. I love his tenacity.
And down on strikes. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Braves go down quickly here, and we're still knotted at 0. Bottom of the 7th. Here's the Pirates catcher now, Joey Bart.
Changing speeds has this lineup completely off balance in this one. We've seen a lot of mistimed swings, and it's been a challenge for these hitters to get their rhythm right. Well, he had a pretty good look at that pitch and not sure exactly what tied him up there. Couldn't pull the trigger, and perhaps the best pitch he'll see in this at-bat to hit.
Sends it to first, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th.
Well, he's doing a nice job of keeping the ball out of the air, lets the defense work behind him with another ground ball. Good execution.
Cook up for the 3rd time here. Watches that one miss. All tied up here at the bottom of the 7th. Ground ball up the middle. Dives, but it kicks off his glove. No throw, and they come away without an out.
Up next for the Pirates.
Runner on at first with one gone. Nick Gonzalez getting ready to hit.
Gonzalez.
Drilled in the air out towards right center. Harris after it. Snags it for the 2nd out.
Now batting, 3rd baseman Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Ke'Bryan Hayes, the next Pirate to hit.
Well, with pretty good speed over there at first base, I think the pitcher's got to slow everything down, hold the ball a little bit, step off, just try to break the rhythm and timing of a potential base stealer.
And a good fastball to start him off. That's strike 1.
Well, if he's going to steal second, you want him to go early in the count. That way he's not a distraction to the hitter at the plate. Go ahead and get it out of the way so the hitter can focus on the pitch.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Next offering is downstairs.
If you're a base runner, you've got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
Come on, Pirates.
Hard hit, right side. Tosses to first. 3rd out, and that ends the frame. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. And we still have no score. Welcome back, and a new arm on the mound to start the 8th. Colin Holderman.
Now pitching for the Pirates, number 35, Colin Holderman.
Now in for the Braves, Sean Murphy.
Catcher, Sean Murphy.
That one's in there. Strike one. Bullpen action for the Pirates. David Bednar loosening up in case he's called upon by Derek Shelton. Line drive. That's a base hit. A leadoff single, and the go-ahead run is aboard.
Always feels amazing getting a job done when the team needs you to come through. It's just bigger than your own individual stats. Good job getting the foot down so he could catch it out front and pull it. Turned on it nicely for the knock.
Go-ahead run on base. And next for Atlanta, Jared Kelenic. Ground ball right side. Down the line, and it's foul. In the air, left field. Reynolds trying to get there. He's got it. And there's one down.
Now batting, shortstop, Orlando Arcia.
And the batter will be the shortstop, Orlando Arcia. First pitch doesn't find the zone.
1 ball, no strike.
Crushed. Left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. That one felt good. It's 2-0. That one just sounded different.
And might have been the loudest moment yet. Man, my ears are ringing. I could feel that swing from the booth. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Back to the top of the order now. Here's the center fielder, Michael Harris II. Bottom of the zone and a called strike. This one's smoked on its way out of here. They do it again. Back-to-back homers. And they tack one on the board. It's 3-0.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
And the Pirates manager making his way to the mound now as he will make the move. Colin Holderman won't go any further. It's a 3-run game, and we'll be back to tell you about the new arm in a minute.
Now pitching
Kyle
for
Nicholas
the Pirates,
into the game.
Pretty tight
Number
game, so they're
66.
looking for quality pitches out of him right here. Got to do his best to keep the score right where it is.
One out, base is empty. Here's the switch hitting left fielder Jurickson Profar. Out into left center for a line drive base hit.
Now batting, third baseman, Austin Riley.
So a man at first. Here is Austin Riley. 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and a ground out. Fastball in for a strike. 0-1. Nicholas measures 6 feet 4 inches, 225 pounds, and he was a second-round pick in 2020. Riley tries to hold up, appeal to first, and he went around. That's ruled a swing. Profar stands at first with 1 out. Struck him out without a swing. Went back to the fastball, and it was effective.
Third time he struck out in this one, and definitely an individual performance you want to flush. He just hasn't looked very comfortable up there. Just one of those days. But when you're still winning the ball game, at least you can focus on doing your part to maintain that lead and getting that W.
Olsen stands in now and watches strike 1. And it's fouled away. Ball one there.
Rarely will you see a pitcher just waste a pitch like that. The batter wasn't even tempted to swing. Every pitch needs to have a purpose so that it can set up a following pitch to help you get that out.
Squirts away a little bit. Already 3 runs across in the frame, and we're in the top of the 8th. That's way outside, and now 3-2.
3-2, 2 out, runner on first. A lot of movement in the infield. Hitter's got to stay focused on the pitch.
Ring him up, says Clyde Washington. That's a strikeout. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now 3-0. Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Pierce Johnson.
Now pitching for Atlanta, number 38, Pierce Johnson.
Isaiah Kiner-Falefa up to the plate. The Pirates in striking distance, but have some work to do.
Boog, it starts with the leadoff man. I need a good at-bat out of him right here.
And here it comes. And that's in for a strike.
Pitching has been pretty dominant in this one, but you got to be careful. Not working with too big a lead. They could get right back in this ball game if you're not careful.
Next offering is outside.
Well, it's critical right here that they bear down and turn in some quality at bats. Try to chip away at that lead, because if it gets to the 9th, that closer's coming in.
Out to short. Arcia whips it to first. 1 gone to the bottom of the 8th.
If you want to be a great defense, you have to deliver consistently. It doesn't matter how many highlight reel plays you make if you can't execute the small stuff, just like we saw.
So next to the plate for Pittsburgh, Tommy Pham. 0 for 3 in this one. And that drops in for a strike. Base is empty, 1 away. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. On the ground, right side. Handles, throws to first, and a couple of quick outs.
Up next for the
That play won't
Pirates,
be trending on social
left
media
fielder,
later on, but it's still important to execute it to
Ryan
perfection.
Reynolds.
This game is a lot harder than it looks, partner.
B-Ray coming to the plate now. 3 strikeouts already. He's 0 for 3. That one finds the corner. That's strike 1. Popped up on the left side of the infield. Arcia. He makes the grab, and that's the inning. Nothing doing here for Pittsburgh. Still down 3-0.
Now pitching.
We're back.
For the
It's the top of the
Pirates.
ninth, and there's a new pitcher on the mound.
Number
Caleb
64.
Ferguson.
Just trying to keep this one close here, and this is where a bullpen can give their players a chance to fight back into the game.
And now the
Leading
DH,
off that
Marcell
lineup,
Ozuna.
The designated hitter, Marcell Ozuna.
That's outside. Ball 1. And that one sliced foul. That's inside. 2-1. Ah, that hit him. And the leadoff man is aboard to start the inning. Man at first, nobody out. So now to the plate for Atlanta, Ozzie Albies.
And a first pitch fastball is in for a strike.
Meanwhile, activity in the bullpen. Joey Wentz, a lefty, looks to be getting himself ready. Meza also getting ready. Ozuna aboard here at first with nobody out. Swing and a foul, pushed off to the right, and that will get out of play.
That's a ball.
That one misses. It's 2-2.
Great job of laying off those pitches down in the zone to even the count up at 2-2. Such a better feeling for the hitter.
Hammered on a line to the left, base hit. And out to a board. Not in time. He's safe.
Up next for Atlanta, catcher Sean Murphy.
Sean Murphy next up for the Braves. 1 for 3. And that's downstairs. And that is ball 1.
Ball. 2-0.
First and second, no outs. Here at the top of the ninth. Pitch is in for a strike and a count 2-1. And delivers outside.
3-1.
And that'll load the bases.
Oh, this is their chance to break it open. If they don't end up winning this ball game, they're going to look back at this opportunity right here and have some regret.
So bases all loaded up. Jared Kellner next up for the Braves. And the first pitch misses for ball 1.
You need a strikeout, and you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you've got to make some pitches. But
base hit into right center. One runs in. A second scores as well, and the lead is up to 5.
picks himself up a couple
Now
of
batting,
ribbies. And
short
man, I'll tell you, a line
Orlando
drive like that into the
Garcia.
gap just feels so good. It's feedback that you had everything on time and in control from start to finish with your swing.
Here comes the skipper out of the dugout, and he's ready to make the move. Caleb Ferguson departs, and the line not closed on him yet as he's responsible for the runners on base. Back with a new pitcher after this.
Now pitching.
They go with
for
one
the
of their more
Pirates.
experienced arms in this spot,
Number
Tim
18.
Mesa.
Well, they need someone to stop the bleed and keep the score right where it is. Seems like a tough task today with the way this lineup is swinging it.
First and second, no outs. Orlando Arcia next up for the Braves. Off the mark there. 1-0.
1-0.
No outs, runners at first and second. Just off the inside edge. Swinging a foul back. That's out of play. And that one almost got him.
And boy, that was the pitch. 3-1. You want to be really aggressive on the fastball.
Swing and a miss. Got him to go up the ladder for the K.
Now batting.
Michael
Center
Harris
fielder,
the second.
Michael
Next up
Harris
for the
the second.
Braves. He's already homered here in this one. And that's down and away.
1 ball, no strike.
That's a strike. Runners at first and second with one gone. Fights that one away, still 1-2. Two on, one out. On the ground to short, could be two. Off balance speed, there's one. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Now batting. Left
Tough
fielder,
play right there.
Jay
Didn't really
Cooper.
have enough time to set his feet and make a strong, accurate throw. Had to rush it, but he got it off and he got it there in time to get that out at second base.
Jurickson Profar next up for the Braves. That's too low. And that's ball one.
1-0.
Just
No, that's
missed.
a ball.
Runners at the corners with two outs. Scorched to center. No doubt about it. That is long gone. And they tack on three. It's 8-0. That's their third home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Sometimes too much velocity will cause a pitcher to throw through the sink, and that means that there's more four-seam action than there is sink, and that can turn into a really good pitch to hit. Well, we saw it right there. Didn't miss a stitch on that baseball. He's got himself a home run.
The batter now, Austin Riley. 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts, and he's grounded out. Right through there for a strike. That misses off the outside edge.
Just missed with that backdoor breaking ball. If he gets a swing and miss or called strike, 0-2 count. Instead, it's 1-1. Look for him to go back to that pitch later in this at bat.
Swing and a miss, and he was fooled.
He's had a tough day at the plate. 3 strikeouts already. It's hard not to think negative, but you got to find a way to somehow center up the baseball and put it in play.
The 1-2. And there's a ball. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is the inning. Atlanta gets 3 on the homer. It's now an 8-0 game. You're watching Major League Baseball on the show. All set for the bottom of the 9th, and now O'Neal Cruz. Johnson back to work. See the velocity 97 with that fastball. And now the count is even. The 1-1 is fouled off. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. And the leadoff man retired here in the 9th.
Got away with that curveball, no doubt about it. It passed right through the heart of the strike zone, and he just couldn't get the bat on it. When you strike out on one like that, that's when you start having conversations with yourself, and they're not usually very friendly.
McCutchen now in the box. Comes up empty with a swing there. That one pushed foul. Pitch misses. Going to count 1-2.
Well, that's kind of what you expect in an 0-2 count. Excellent job of the hitter to have the plate discipline to lay off of that pitch.
Just misses the mark outside the zone.
2 strike.
On the ground. Arcia. Now the throw to first on the run. In time. Got him.
I love how guys at this level are able to slow the game down, whether it's in the batter's box or on defense. And right there, that was a good job of knowing just how much time he had. We talk about that internal clock. He was able to gather himself, get a good grip, and make an accurate throw across the diamond.
Last chance now for the Pirates. Joey Bart, the next to hit. That's in there. 0-1.
No ball. 1 strike.
Swing and a ground ball, and that one gets through into center field. Joey gets on base and keeps it going.
Now batting.
Billy
First
Cook,
baseman,
the next Pirate to hit.
Cook.
And that's
1 ball,
outside.
No strike.
Hit hard to the ground and up the middle, base hit. So that's 2 straight 2-out hits.
2 consecutive base hits for this team.
Now
Couldn't get any air
second
under it, but he
baseman,
smoked that ball back up the middle. Timing was just perfect. Got
Gonzalez.
great wood on it, and there's just no chance for the infielders with how hard he hit it.
So first and second with 2 outs. Nick Gonzalez will hit next. And a strike. Got the bat going too soon. It's strike 2.
More and more guys are looking to slug regardless of the count. In this situation, we'll keep a close eye on his approach.
1 strike away. Swing and a miss, and he got him. Ball game.
But we saw complete domination in this one. The offense exploded for a blowout, and then the pitching staff nails, locked down the opponent. This team did everything right today.
8-0 is how this one ends. For Chris Singleton and our